Welcome back to Inside Guelph. This is the importance of weight loss. I mean, I guess the importance of protein we'll focus on, but trying to keep us on track with our New Year's resolutions. It's Elizabeth Cherevaty. Good to have you back.
Hi, Trish.
So I'm focusing on the protein piece, but this
Yes.
is all really about weight loss.
Yes.
Let's talk about, why is protein important?
Well, protein is very important because it actually helps to anchor the blood sugar and keep the blood sugar level more stable throughout the day. And that can help reduce cravings for carbohydrates like sweets or candies or pastries. And it also gives our insulin something to work on. So insulin is a hormone that is secreted following sugar intake, and it drives sugar into our cells and promotes fat production.
Ooh.
Yeah, so when we have protein, it helps to basically take the place of some of the carbohydrate in the diet and builds muscle tissue instead of fat tissue.
Okay, so if that insulin's job is important, obviously,
Yes.
it's regulating that blood sugar?
Yes,
Okay.
in a way, because it's actually driving that sugar from the blood into the cell where it can be used for something like movement or repair, for example.
Okay.
But too much sugar throughout the day keeps the insulin level too high, and that just promotes more fat production and actually crashes in the blood sugar, where you feel more susceptible to cravings, and you're on that cycle of having sugar and then feeling bad and then needing more sugar to feel
Okay,
good
so our
again.
body, as smart as our body is, it will tell you it needs more sugar, even though that's actually not the thing it should be having.
That's true, because your brain is kind of reading that you've got low blood sugar, but that's because we've spiked the insulin too high and driven all that sugar out of the blood. So in effect, your blood is kind of starving for sugar, or your brain is, but not the rest of your tissues.
Okay, so this is the the loosey-goosey science behind it. I know we can get really quite technical about it, but that is the science behind it. What are the 5 tips, the practical tips that you have for us?
Well, one trick that I often use in the clinic when people are trying to lose weight is to actually have them take the protein first in their meal or snack. So take a few bites of your chicken or your piece of cheese or your nuts, and that can help to lower that sort of rush that happens in our hormonal system when we have sugar, and keeps the blood sugar a little more even for that meal. And then eating on a schedule. So think about how our grandparents ate. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 square meals a day, not too close to bedtime. That space between meals triggers hormones that help to promote fat breakdown between meals.
What? Say that again.
So there's a hormone called glucagon, which breaks down fat, so we can use it for energy.
Okay, glucagon.
And so we need to give space between inputs of sugar for that hormone to be able to be secreted. So low sugar, low insulin, and then glucagon, and therefore fat breakdown can happen.
Okay, so we need to let our body do what it wants to do and take that break.
Take that break.
How
between
much
meals.
time in between meals then?
4 to 6 hours seems to be an optimal time. So rather than grazing, for most people, grazing actually needs to be thrown out. For the past 10 years or so, it's been a popular approach, but we find that it actually keeps the sugar level in your blood too high and the insulin level therefore too high. So
I would probably, I'm just venturing on how I go, I'm a grazer, I like to, but you probably aren't grazing properly.
Right, and if you're going to graze, you do need to have protein every time, so then again, you're not having that spike in the blood sugar.
Okay, so 4 to 6 hours to me, I would be so cranky, but I could probably do the 4 hours. 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, some other practical tips you had to get there.
Yeah, I think looking at reducing inflammation is something that we don't often recognize in weight loss. So not only is fat tissue promoting inflammation in the body, but if we can bring down the inflammation, we can help to heal that physiology. Nothing in the body works properly when we're chronically inflamed. So some of the inflammation is coming from the diet itself, from sugar. Too much sugar and insulin are actually causing inflammation. And so one of the tools that I use is omega-3 fats. And so fish oils or fats from walnuts or flaxseed or chia seed, they're anti-inflammatory. And of course, those healthy oils help to promote feelings of satisfaction, so reducing cravings again and making you feel more full. And fish oils actually help to improve insulin sensitivity, so it makes that insulin system work better, so you need less of it. and that helps with fat breakdown as well.
So we should be having, I mean, you mentioned actual foods we can take to get those fish oils.
Yes.
Supplements should we be taking?
Yeah, so for people that don't eat a lot of fish, or most of our diets in North America are deficient in omega-3s, so you can get a high quality fish oil. About 1,000 milligrams a day will benefit most adults, particularly if you're looking at weight loss or managing inflammation.
Are there ones on the market that don't taste fishy?
There are.
Some of those revisited when you, not great.
Yes, so that I find represents that the fish oil isn't of a high quality.
Okay.
It shouldn't oxidize and have that rancid taste to it.
Okay, so that's what we're looking for. And what are some signs and symptoms that we have inflammation?
Chronic pain is definitely associated with inflammation. Skin problems, if there's rashes or acne or psoriasis or eczema in the skin, those are signs that inflammation is happening. And even brain fog, to some extent, can be related to inflammation directly from the foods that we're taking in, or from having too much sugar and too much insulin. It inflames the nervous system as well.
Okay, so we're starting to limit. What would you say? I guess this is hard. It's probably dependent on everybody. Proportion-wise, carbs, protein, vegetables.
Right, so there's a couple ways of looking at it. You want to try to have about 1/4 of your plate protein, 1/4 starch, and half your plate vegetables.
Okay.
Or think about having an equal portion of protein and carbohydrate to eyeball it. So say 40% carbohydrate, 30% carbohydrate, 30% protein, and the rest can be fat.
Okay, so it's hoping to cancel each other out, to help each other.
Yeah, you want to balance it so there's more of an equation or equality between the protein and carbohydrate.
Yeah, because the carbs will overload your system. You have more information though. You have a seminar.
Yes, yes, we're having a seminar tonight at the clinic at 86 Norfolk, and it's at 7:30. So more information about how to reach your weight loss goals and how to individualize that to your biochemistry, as everyone has a unique metabolic profile, and we can use that information from blood work to facilitate finding the right foods for that person for losing weight.
The blood work will tell you what will work and what won't work?
Yes, yes. So it's a combination of liver or organ function, kidney function, thyroid, nutrient status, your blood type, and that's all integrated into a program that can facilitate the right foods being selected for you.
I like that part, the right foods. Thank you so much. That's lovely.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I would follow a plan. I like that idea. Okay, taking a short break. When we get back, it's Innovation Guelph. We have an update for you there. Lots of upcoming events. We'll see you back here in a minute.